I was just thinking about some stuff, and well, I decided I was going to go live and talk about some scary things that happened to me. Yes, I did this in my other live, but not many people were here for it, and I just decided because I was having trouble with recording, I would just turn it into a live session. I'm gonna be talking about my sleep paralysis experience. Sleep paralysis is mostly associated with rapid eye movement and the stage between falling asleep and waking up. Sleep paralysis happens to at least everybody, at least once in their lifetime. If you say you haven't, you probably just don't remember it, or you just haven't gotten it yet. Sleep paralysis is mostly associated with demonic or paranormal experiences. Now, not a lot of people believe in the paranormal, and that's perfectly fine. Some people just brush sleep paralysis off as just one of those just nightmares, and that's fine too. Some people believe that it's just plain out haunting, and just the scariest thing in the world for them. Some people see things, some people hear things, and some people unfortunately see and hear both. Sleep paralysis is also connected with the sensation of being choked. Sleep paralysis is very terrifying, and thank God it is not dangerous, but you can become very sleep deprived. That is the only dangerous thing about it. You cannot die from sleep paralysis, thank God. Now, let's get into my experience. It happened about a year ago, and I guess, was tired that day. I fell asleep pretty quickly. So, when I fell asleep, I experienced a trio of nightmares, to say the least. And these nightmares were very, very scary. The first nightmare out of the three was hearing footsteps. It was, to say the least, pretty scary. I physically felt myself trying to open up my eyelids, not with my hands, just I physically felt myself trying to wake up. I could not move, but this is considered sleep paralysis because I heard things. Thank God I didn't see things, but I was hearing things. I heard footsteps that got louder and louder and louder until I was able to just open up my eyes. I was in a cold sweat.
Team deathmatch.
I quickly fell asleep again, which was pretty weird, and thus began my second nightmare. It was the second I fell asleep that this second nightmare began. This one was the shortest out of the three. I saw arrows, a barrage of arrows just coming out from the side, being shot. Nothing too out of the ordinary. I physically felt myself trying to open up my eyelids again, and I successfully did. This, again, was the shortest out of the three. I was quickly able to wake up, but then I quickly fell asleep again, and thus began the third and final nightmare. This nightmare was the scariest, and one that I hope to never, ever, ever, ever hear again. It was screaming just in my ear, screaming that intensified as this happened. it was, to say the least, pretty scary. Yeah.
Threat neutralized.
I physically felt myself trying to wake up again. This time, it took forever to wake up. And... whoa. This time I really couldn't wake up. I was unable to move. I felt like I really was inside of this, whatever it was. I didn't know what sleep paralysis was at the time. And this was completely new to me. Of course, I've heard of it before, but I've never experienced it before. So I was just brushing it off, I guess. Well, how do I say it? How do I put it this way? My sister was sleeping with me in the bed because she couldn't fall asleep in her own room, and she was the one who pulled me out of my quote-unquote nightmare state. When she grabbed my hand, it felt like she physically, like, I don't know. It was just, it's indescribable how one person grabbing you, like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. She physically pulled me out of this state, and she said what was wrong, and I said, I don't know. I wasn't able to move. Honestly, it was still scary, and I honestly am scared that's gonna happen to me tonight, because sleep paralysis, you can have it happen to you if you think about it. If you think about sleep paralysis, it can happen. If you just, that's why I'm like scared to talk about this and go into further detail, but it was very scary. Thank God I didn't see anything. The most popular among seeing things in sleep paralysis is the Hag, the Shadow People gang, and the Man in the Hat, who is classified as the ringleader of the Shadow gang. Most people, again, like I said, hear things. Most people see and hear things. It's like you're being choked, pretty much. It's like the sensation of being choked or feeling pressure on your chest. It's like you're being bound down to your bed or wherever you're sleeping. I guess I don't know. It's hard. It's just really hard to explain because you had to have had it happen to you. Most people I know who have sleep paralysis sometimes experience it every night. Some people have it happen to them every once in a while. That's the case for me. It happens to me every once in a while, but it hasn't happened to me in a while. Thank God, this just happened years ago. But I still remember it like it was yesterday.
There was never any doubt.
This was originally supposed to be a video. But I was having trouble recording, so. Yes, I can see the messages. I'm just telling a story.
All our position.
Yeah, I am. I am sick player. Alright, bye, Timmy. This one happens same time around the sleep paralysis one. I was again in bed with my sister. She has troubles with the dark, and so she sleeps with me. Well, she slept with me a lot that year. We were playing footsie in the bed because we couldn't go to sleep, and I told her, put your hands above your head on the pillow, because we obviously, when playing footsie, you don't use your hands. So we were playing footsie when something grabbed my calf. It was like, I remember it. It was like hang on. Something grabbed my calf. It was like a very defined hand. I remember it. It was like a bony hand, and it grabbed my calf. And I pretty much yelled at my sister. I said, "Get your hand off my calf right now." And she said, I'm not even touching you. I said, "Yes, you are. I can feel you grabbing me." She said, "I'm really not." And I looked up, and what do I know? Her hands are still on the pillow above her head. I said, you're pulling my buttons." And she said, "No, I'm really not. I haven't touched you except when we were playing footsie." Like, okay.
HCXD available.
Oh shoot. Oh dang. Oh, you just fell. Alright, well, it was like really strange to say the least, because whatever had grabbed me quickly took their hand off me, because pretty much when I felt it, I like screamed right away, and I was yelling at my sister. But it was like a very cold hand, very bony, very thin hand too, and it just like scared the heck out of me. It was under the covers too. It just came. It's like it came out of nowhere. It was very weird. Another time, this was like my first ghost experience. I saw something. When I was looking out the window one time, it was in between me and my neighbor's house, so we don't have a fence separating our front lawns, but we have a fence separating our backyard. So I was looking out the window, and I saw this thing come up out of nowhere. You guys aren't gonna believe me at all, I know this. But, like, I saw this thing just come up out of nowhere and just, like, start walking in between me and my neighbor's front lawn. The person, or whatever, ghost, whatever you want to call it, I'm gonna refer to it as a ghost, appeared gray in coloration and was see-through. And they were wearing like a cloak, and a basket, or whatever. However you wanna say it. They were just carrying this thing. I couldn't see her head, if she had one. I couldn't see her face, any facial features that might help me recognize her. But, she was going straight towards the back, so I'm like, okay, If she's going straight towards the back, then she's gonna run into the fence. And if she runs into the fence, I'm gonna hear her collide with the fence. Because if anything or anyone
Outriders,
pretty
KIA.
much touches the fence or tries to go over it, you're gonna hear somebody messing with it. It's just how it happens. It's not gonna be silent. You're not gonna be able to climb over a fence completely silent without the fence rattling or anything like that. So I ran to my other window that gave me a view into my backyard, and I waited for the ghost to kind of just like come into the backyard, except she didn't. And I was holding my breath, trying to hear for the fence. And to my surprise, I didn't hear anything come over the fence for a solid 5 minutes, and it's not a 5-minute walk to the front yard to the fence at all. Is not. So that happened. It was pretty scary to say the least. Honestly, it's been like 3 years since I saw this ghost, and I still remember it. It's honestly the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. And it definitely sparked my my interest for ghosts. When we first moved in, we had a psychic come over, and the psychic was a personal friend of my parents. When she came over, she was talking about how there's this spirit following me, the spirit of an old lady, and she appears to be very connected with your children. And upon hearing this, I'm like, oh God, please, whatever this is, please don't attack me, don't push me off these stairs, because I'm on the stairs going up and down here. And then I heard them say that it was my grandmother, or my great-grandmother. Honestly, I ran down those stairs so fast. She was a nice lady, but having somebody say that a ghost was following me was definitely really strange. Yeah. This live was just basically trying to make up for a failed recording. It's supposed to be for a video. So that's just gonna really be it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.